15 facts about Pele that every Pele fan should know. Number 1. Pele was born on the 23rd of October 1940 in Brazil. He was named Edson Arantes do Nascimento after Thomas Edison, who was admired by his father, Dodinho. Pele is widely regarded as the greatest football player of all time. He was also named in the 20th century list of 100 most influential people by Time magazine. Number 2. Growing up in poverty, Pele practiced his dribbling skills with a sock stuffed with rags when his family couldn't afford to buy him an actual soccer ball. When he was still young, the family moved to Bauru in the state of Sao Paulo. He earned extra money by working in tea shops, as a servant, shining shoes, selling roasted peanuts outside movie theaters. Unable to afford shoes, he frequently played barefoot, and his friends eventually formed a team called the Shoeless Ones. Later, barefooted games played in vacant lots became known as pelada. Number 3. Now, how did Edson Arantes get the name of Pele? For that, we have to go back to his childhood. According to his uncle Jorge, when Edson Arantes was a little boy, they put him as a goalkeeper in order to give his opponents an advantage. Pele was so good as a striker that his opponents didn't stand a chance. When he made saves, some compared him to Pelé, a goalkeeper his father had played with. They began to call him Pelé until his nickname evolved into Pele. Pele himself admitted that he had never liked the pseudonym since his real name Edson came from the inventor Thomas Edison, and he was proud of it. He even came to blows with the schoolmate who invented it, which resulted in a 2-day suspension from school. Number 4. Pele was signed by Santos when he was 15. He scored 4 goals on his league debut in a match against FC Corinthians on September 7, 1956. Number 5. At 17, Pele became the youngest ever winner of the World Cup. He also scored twice in the final against home side Sweden. Number 6. Although controversial numbers, Pele is said to have scored a total of 1,283 first-class goals in 1,367 matches, including 77 for Brazil. But in the official matches of 1812, the record is 757 goals. Number 7. Pele is most renowned for his trio wins in the World Cup competition, as he is the only player to have won the showpiece tournament 3 times in 1958, 62, and 70. Number 8. On November 19, 1996, Pele scored his 1,000th career goal. Hundreds raced onto the pitch to mob the Brazilian star, and it took over 30 minutes for the game to resume. At Santos, Brazil, November 19 is known as Pele Day, to celebrate the anniversary of his 1,000th goal. There is a statue of Pele in Rio de Janeiro that was unveiled in 2018. There is also a museum in his honor. Number 9. In his mid-teens, Pele played indoor football, commonly known as futsal. The game is an association football-based game played on a hard court, smaller than a football pitch, and is mainly played indoors. Indoor football had just become popular in Bauru, where Pele began playing it. He was part of the first futsal competition in the region, and he played for a team called Radium. Pele and his team won the first championship and several others. With the ball on the floor being a lot quicker than football on the grass and players being closer together, everyone was required to think faster. Pele credits futsal for helping him think better on the spot and being a great footballer. Number 10. At 15 years old, Pele signed his first contract with Santos. In 1956, earning just $10 a month. Pele used his pay to buy his mother a gas stove, though their town didn't have piped gas in their homes. Years later, he signed a 3-year, $7 million contract with the New York Cosmos in 1975, making him the highest-paid team athlete in the world at the time. Number 11. It is noted in a 1999 Time article that both sides in Nigeria's civil war called a 48-hour ceasefire in 1967 so Pele could play an exhibition match in the capital of Lagos. Santos's website elaborates that the region's military governor Samuel Ogbemudia declared a holiday and opened up a bridge so that both sides could watch Pele's 2-1 victory over Nigeria. Number 12. When a player scores 3 or more goals in a single match, it is known as a hat-trick. Pele scored 129 hat-tricks during his career. Pele had scored many goals throughout his career. He was never content with just 1 goal. He had 92 3-goal games, 31 4-goal games, and 6 5-goal games, and once netted 8 goals in a single game. It is an incredible thing for a player to score 3 goals in 1 game. This player did it 129 different times. Number 13. In October 1977, Pele completed his final professional game in an exhibition match between the New York Cosmos and Santos FC at New Jersey's Giants Stadium. He played the first half of the game for Santos, scoring 1 goal, and then switched jerseys and played for the Cosmos in the second half. The Cosmos eventually won the match with a final score of 2-1. Number 14. When 1970 rolled out, it was understood that Pele had seen enough and was, in fact, set on retirement. Fortunately for football fans, he was convinced to give it one last go with Brazil, who were heading to Mexico for the big tournament. It would be a decision that gave us a chance to witness arguably the greatest team ever in World Cup history. During the tournament, Pele contributed to Brazil's eventual World Cup championship win, with several key goals and assists. Indeed, he would be awarded the Golden Ball at the end of the tournament. For his part, Pele would continue for 1 more year in the national team setup, before finally saying goodbye in 1971. Just a few years later in 1974, he would say goodbye to the Brazilian football altogether following his 19th season with Santos. That, however, was not a goodbye to football in its entirety. Alas, it was not an adventure that lasted for a long time. After leading the Cosmos to a championship, Pele finally called it quits on October 1, 1977, in the event between Santos and the Cosmos. Number 15. In September of 2021, Pele fought against a colon tumor, which led to a variety of unsuccessful chemotherapies. According to recent medical reports, there were kidney and heart complications in his body that led him to intensive care and hospitalized in November 30th of 2022. Later, on the 29th of December in 2022, Pele passed away from colon cancer, but his legacy still remains. Let us know which player you would want to know about next, and don't forget to like and subscribe.